Good evening, listeners, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of
Fear the Queer, a podcast that talks about everything on our gay agendas. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Josh.
And on today's episode, we will be discussing the things that we're thankful for.
Yay!
Because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and it's always good to be thankful.
Yes. You know, despite the fact that I'm a bitch 364 days of the year otherwise, today will be the one day where I'm actually grateful for things I have.
Exactly.
Yes. But before we get into that, Kyle, what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight we're drinking mulled wine because it's harvesty and cozy, and it's just giving me all these cozy Thanksgiving-y feelings.
You are so full of gravy tonight.
Oh!
Cheers, queers.
Gobble, gobble. Cheers, queers.
And by gravy, I mean semen.
Hey, who doesn't love a good stuffing?
Oh, we're so sorry, parents.
I'm saying I love stuffing. It's great. It goes on the plate right next to the sweet potatoes, the mashed potatoes, the turkey.
Yes.
There has to be some greens on here. Some green bean casserole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
well, there we go. Okay. So,
All right,
healthy. Yeah, that's the stuffing I'm talking about.
Yes, exactly. But before we get into the heart of our gay agenda tonight, we're going to do another segment of
Queer This or That,
also known as Would You Rather. But we don't have the rights for that.
So this version, we're doing like a Thanksgiving version, since this episode is all about being thankful and, genocide of indigenous peoples. And but we're going to focus on Thanksgiving.
Right.
And
just more like the terms of like being thankful.
Yeah, and like Thanksgiving food, dinner, things that happen. So,
yeah.
Josh, would you like to go first tonight, or would you like me to go first?
Well, I'm just going to go off and just do the number one thing here, the biggest debate of all.
Okay.
Turkey versus ham.
I'm a turkey girl.
Me too.
Turkey
I don't like
lurkey.
white people that have ham on Thanksgiving.
Okay, but I do like ham.
I hate ham.
It's controversial because I love pigs.
That's not
I know.
kosher.
It's not. I know. Even saying it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad.
Wait, why?
Because I love pigs. They're smart.
Oh, you actually love pigs?
I actually love pigs, the animal.
Oh, you're like a babe pig in the city girl.
Yes, but at the same time, I am babe pig in the city. At the same time, though, like, I love the taste.
Oh, I hate... Oh.
I know.
Like, I like bacon. I like breakfast sausage.
I like ham sandwiches.
Ew.
Yum.
Like deli ham?
No, like thick-cut honey-baked ham.
Oh, God.
You don't like thick-cut?
I hate ham. I hate ham. I hate pork chops. I hate...
You hate delicious things?
Yeah. Well, no. Like, out of bacon and sausage, like, who else likes pork chop? I don't know.
I like pork chops.
So does my boyfriend, and I can't get behind that.
It's because we're white. I feel like it's a very white person thing.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's so, like, fatty and
What are you
chewy
saying?
and-
What are you saying?
What? No.
I feel very attacked.
Not you, babe.
Oh.
No, you're very soft.
Thank you. That'll do, pig.
All right.
So here's my first one. Would you rather, or this or that, would you have a traditional family Thanksgiving food type situation?
Yes.
Or would you rather have something...
Yes.
I was going to say, or do you want something different, like pizza, pasta, sushi?
No, nope.
So you're a traditionalist.
Oh,
You're
I'm
a purist.
a traditionalist. I'm a classicist in terms of Thanksgiving dinners. I want a giant roasted turkey on the dinner as the centerpiece, along with my cornucopia. Cornucopia.
In Iowa, they're corning utopia,
Yeah,
but
it's actually just a corn on the cob and the centerpiece.
you're the centerpiece.
Yeah.
See, I'm always a centerpiece in my family's Thanksgiving meal. They have to eat around me.
I can understand if like you don't want to have like a traditional Thanksgiving meal and things like that, and you want to do alternatives and things like that. But for me, my family, we are having traditional food.
He's a conservative, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between.
Only
when it comes to
food.
Thanksgiving. I like Thanksgiving food too.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people being like, "Oh, I want to do like sushi. I'm trendy and live in LA." And
yeah, like I feel like in warmer cultures, like I don't think
warmer cultures,
like this new land of LA or everything like that. I don't think
Miami.
I don't think a giant turkey would really be all that fun to eat. On,
yeah,
like,
maybe
a really hot day.
like a Philadelphia sushi roll.
I think I'm gonna say a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, now if that was at the Thanksgiving table, I'd be okay with that too.
Giant centerpiece.
Right? It's just a giant Philly cheesesteak. God bless us, everyone.
Right. Just what the pilgrims ate.
It's exactly what the pilgrims ate.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you the type of girl to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade or watch Thanksgiving football with your family?
I'm all about the football.
Really?
No, Jesus Christ.
I actually fell for that. I was like, oh.
She's an actress, ladies.
Controversial.
But I love parades. And actually, I don't watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
There's another one?
Detroit, bitch.
Detroit has a Thanksgiving Day
Detroit,
parade.
oh my God.
Oh.
Well, welcome to the D.
We're too busy killing the turkeys.
Well,
like
you're too busy here. Like,
in Iowa.
Iowa, you're actually hunting turkeys. In Detroit, they actually have a fabulous parade. It's the parade company. It's huge. When my mom did Girl Scouts with my sister, we did a tour of the parade company's like warehouse.
Yeah.
And I got to go because I was the older brother and like an honorary Girl Scout. It is so cool. I got to see all the floats. We got clown noses.
How big is it?
It's huge. It's
Really?
it's a Detroit parade. You can go down to the route.
I don't know how big Detroit is.
It's big.
Is it like 1 million?
I don't know. Maybe like 15.
15 people?
I honestly don't know how big Detroit is, but their parade is so good. So as a kid, I'd always wake up, and we were always like, my sister and I were always like, oh my God, you have to wake up early. And you know I don't like waking up early.
Yeah.
So even as a kid, I was like, I have to wake up early. So like 9 o'clock rolls around, and you want to get up like a little bit early because like my mom would always be cooking something.
That's like the crack of dawn for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, honey. Yeah. I can't. I don't do that. I do not do that. Like, she'd even wake us up at like 8:30, 8:45, big breakfast, and we would want to get there because they'd always do like a pre-show thing of like behind the scenes of Detroit's Thanksgiving parade. And it was just like fascinating. It was so cool. Like all the workers and volunteers
That's cool.
and the floats and the balloons, and it's
Was
so
it
much fun.
televised?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like so we would watch that from like 9 to noon, and the last person in the parade, Santa Claus.
Oh.
We had to see Santa, and I remember as a kid, I went through I don't know what this phase was, but every Thanksgiving I would shout and make my mom and dad and sister all be in the same room as me as we saw Santa coming in. I'm like, Santa's coming! Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm going through some things.
I was just like, this seems very nostalgic for you.
It is. It was wonderful. What about you? Football or Macy's?
We would watch football. Yeah, so.
sorry.
Yeah, well, we had a tradition in my household because we always had Thanksgiving at our place. Like, we only know my mom's side of the family. So my cousins would come from Omaha. My aunt and uncle live in town with us, and my grandpa would like drive like 10 minutes away. My parents would get up at like the crack of dawn, like 6 a.m. and I would just wake up to the smell of like gravy and like biscuits like toasting in the oven. It was just so nice, and I always would not eat the night before.
Why torture yourself? Just keep eating.
What? Once you start, just don't stop.
Oh my God, you're going into hibernation mode though. Like, we're Midwest gals, we can do that.
That's true.
So you could have started. It's okay.
Well, I wanted to be skinny. Anyway.
Okay, keep working.
So we would turn on the TV and we just have football on in the background. Like we actually would do more stuff like as a family together. Like I would set up the tables and things like that. And then by the time that we get all done, people would show up like around like noon, and we actually would just dive in immediately. Like, you know how people have like Thanksgiving dinner? We just started at lunch and we just kept going throughout the day.
Yeah, like, I mean, we usually would go over to my grandma's house, and she'd be like, okay, come over around 2. But then dinner wouldn't be till 5. So we would just be eating like appetizers, like deviled eggs, cheese and cracker. Like, so by the time we get to dinner, we're already really full, but we still eat on top of that.
Yeah.
And then like, we're like, okay, we should probably wait before dessert and then eat more dessert. There's only 8 of us usually, and we always have like 5 different desserts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my mom
We got
makes
cherry tort. We got apple pie. We have brownies. We have sugar cookies. We have, not to trigger you, we have peanut butter cake. We have oatmeal cake. We have banana bread.
Oatmeal cake.
We have pumpkin pie. Yes.
What's oatmeal cake?
It's like an oatmeal cookie, but it's like a cake. My grandma makes it.
Oh.
It's so good.
What do you put on it?
You have like cream cheese on top, or not cream cheese.
Cream cheese?
But you know, like cream cheese frosting. You can do that on top if you want. But it's like a spice cake.
Is it like crumbly?
Not a little bit, but like
Or is it chewy?
No, it's like a cake.
Cake?
It's like a cake, but
I know,
oatmeal.
but it's just I don't know. Like and that's weird.
What kind of desserts did you have?
My mom would always have a giant chocolate pie that she would make specifically for me because I could not eat most desserts.
Did you eat the whole pie yourself?
No, but she would make 3. And I know, like, we only had like 7 or 8 people
Uh-huh.
at my house too, but like 3 pies. But it was like graham cracker frosting. It had like the whipped chocolate like souffle thing in the middle, and then the whipped cream on top. It's so good. She makes it every year, and I always miss it because
Is your mom from the South?
no, she is a Midwestern queen.
Oh, no, I was just asking because I feel like chocolate cake feels very Southern to me.
Oh, no, this is more of like a Sara Lee type of chocolate pie.
Work. Okay.
Yeah. It was very good. Oh, I miss it. I want to make it someday. Do you ever make Thanksgiving food for yourself?
I did last year. Like last year, I had to work on Thanksgiving.
Okay, I know what your Thanksgiving meal was, and that is not a Thanksgiving meal.
Okay, last year, listeners, I had to work the bar, and it was, no one came to the bar, believe it or not. No one wanted to get drunk by themselves on Thanksgiving. But after work,
always dead.
Yeah, after work, I ran to Target, my favorite European company, and I got some frozen turkey dinners. Instant mashed potatoes, instant stuffing, and you know what? I turned that bitch out. Half an hour later, I was by myself eating that and watching, I think, what was I watching? I think 30 Rock.
And didn't you like fall asleep immediately?
Yeah, I was so cozy. I was so cozy.
He like made his giant like Thanksgiving dinner, and then he fell asleep like a quarter of the way through.
I felt great. No,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I ate it, but then I went through this kick the week after because everything was like stuffing and mashed potatoes, like instant stuff.
So you were like backed up.
Oh, what, you mean like turd-wise?
Yeah.
No, I keep regular.
Oh.
Because I eat oatmeal cake.
All right. It like goes right through you.
It slides right through you.
All right. So these are TV references.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll get them.
Okay.
Would you rather be at a Thanksgiving parade listening to WKRP report of live turkeys falling from a helicopter?
Yes.
Or would you rather be in the 1600s tending to a soldier's arm when your arm blows off like Phoebe from Friends?
Well, Lord knows, I don't want to lose my arm, so I would definitely, and even though I'm afraid of birds, I'd love to see those turkeys falling from the sky.
Okay, so this is like an old school reference for people who don't know. So WKRP was this TV show from like, I think the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have this really famous Thanksgiving episode that it makes me laugh so hard every time. And it makes fun of the Hindenburg disaster. So this guy...
Disasters. Sorry. No, you're like, it makes fun of the Hindenburg disaster, which it does. But when you think about it, I'm like, oh, that's dark.
I know. But it's so funny because he's live reporting from the parade, and he's talking about like how this helicopter is overhead, and he's just like, they're dropping something from the sky. Oh my God, it's live turkeys.
Oh my God, the chaos, the madness. And the people are running and screaming. It's hysterical.
It's so funny. Just look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious. And I would, if I was there, I think I would be laughing.
You're like, ha, the dead turkeys.
Right?
But it seems as though
They're dropping like bags of wet cement.
Stupid. I'm just picturing you being like, oh, good, we don't have a turkey yet. Just like running out there.
But it's like, thank God.
Hey, Ma, I got three 20-pound turkeys.
They're a little squish, but
they're bloody.
Yeah.
All right, so next one. Would you rather argue over politics during dinner or argue after dinner when everyone's sleepy and full?
Why are we arguing?
I don't know. Well, that feels like such a thing that like people are like, oh no, I
did not come from a broken home.
I did. But you know what? We didn't argue about politics because we're all very liberal. But we... No, that seems like such a like a stereotype. Like everyone will be posting like, "Oh man, gotta go home and argue with people for the holidays." And I'm like, I never experienced that.
I never experienced that either.
Yeah, no.
If I did, I would want to argue at the dinner table because that is very dramatic.
I think I'd want to argue. I'd want to have a peaceful meal of laughter and hope and love, and then go in on it like afterwards and be like, okay,
when people are vulnerable and weak.
Yes, and I wouldn't be because I know exactly what I'd be doing. I'd drink some coffee. I'd be like, listen, Trump sucks. Like, but the thing is that everyone in my family,
in your liberal household, like everyone's just like, yeah.
What I will say, what's funny is sometimes like at our table, like it is so liberal that we'll start arguing, but because we all agree, it's not really like us arguing against each other. It's just like, yeah, he's awful. Yeah, fuck Trump. Yeah. And it was just like,
It's all escalating.
It's all escalating, and it's like, why are we all yelling?
We're all just passionate and dramatic.
Very passionate, very dramatic. Yeah, for sure.
That's funny. Yeah, in my household, right, we actually don't really talk about politics that much.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're like that really passive family who like doesn't want to step on anyone's toes, so we won't say anything to offend anybody.
Yeah, we're smashing toes left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in my family is liberal. Actually, I think one of my cousins might have voted for Trump.
Oh.
I know.
You should bring it up.
It was never confirmed, but I've never said anything to him about it.
Well, home for the holidays.
That's why I don't really go home that much anyway. All right. I actually don't have any more. Do you?
I have one more, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so this one is like Thanksgiving adjacent, I guess. Like, okay, so would you...
Thanksgiving adjacent.
Yeah, like, it's like, okay.
Christmas?
Black Friday... No. Like, Black Friday shopping or Cyber Monday shopping.
Cyber Monday.
Really? You don't like to go out?
I mean, I do. I mean, we have our tradition of going to we're doing Black Friday shopping.
I only did that like once with you, and I didn't buy anything.
Oh, that's right. So
I thought about buying Game of Thrones, but then I was like, why am I don't need to buy this DVD set.
Yeah.
I don't need to do this.
So my friend Jill and I...
Jill Conkle, who you know from the pod.
Right.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Queer of the pod.
Guest of the pod.
Guest of the pod.
So her and I, we used to bartend every Thanksgiving together. And then afterwards, we would always go to Target right after. Like, it was like still Thanksgiving Day, but Target's open.
Oui.
Yeah, and it was before Black Friday really started. Mm-hmm. And everyone still has like the special deals and everything like that. All the discounts and everything like that. And it's dead. Like, no one's in there. And so we're just like, oh my God, why are we wanting to beat the rush? You know, might as well just go now and just mosey on through. And we'd always buy like really stupid stuff. Like, I think I bought like 3 DVDs one year, which is like...
What'd you buy?
Well, I think I bought like Hidden Figures, Arrival, and Moonlight, and like
those are all great.
They are, but I didn't touch a single one because I don't watch DVDs anymore. I just stream them.
Oh my God, you are such a streaming girl.
I know. And so, what was the question again?
Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
Oh yeah. So even though I like doing that tradition with Jill every year, I'd rather do Cyber Monday because I feel like you could actually find better deals online.
Well, I think that's where everything's going. Like all these brick and mortar stores are going out of business because...
I thought you said Rick and Morty.
I've never seen Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty, not Rick or Morty.
I haven't seen either of them.
I'm such an old. Yes. I hear it's funny or something. But I
tried watching it one time and I was like high out of my mind.
Is it for kids?
No, it's for
adults. Yeah. It's like a Simpsons Family Guy situation.
More like Futurama Family Guy. Like that type of edgy humor. Like Simpsons I feel like is more like...
It's edgy.
It's like a sitcom.
Did you... Okay.
Well, like, by today's standards, I feel like sitcom...
It's kind of mild, I guess, for today's standards. Yeah.
Anyway. What was the question? Oh, yeah.
Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
Cyber Monday, because you find better deals. And plus, you don't get trampled to death.
I will say that there was one year that I went Black Friday shopping with my sister. Mm-hmm. And, like, we did the whole Thanksgiving thing. So it was, like, midnight, 11:30, midnight. And... her and I think some of our friends were with us. We weren't going to buy anything. We just like wanted to go see the craziness. Mm-hmm. So my sister Kelsey and I get to the mall and it is swamped. It is I mean, this is like 10 or 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I think people's shopping habits have changed quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Like people are shopping more online. Like it's easier to do that. But I still think it's kind of fun to see the craziness, I love people watching. Mm-hmm. And one time 2 things happened in one night. So we're outside it was a Coach outlet store.
Okay.
And the line is around the store. Like, we're just like, oh my God, look at all those like middle-aged women just like waiting to get a Coach purse. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, paramedics are pulling out a woman and has an oxygen mask on and she's on a stretcher. They're escorting her. They're pulling her out of the stretcher. She's on the stretcher in the Coach store being pulled out. We're like, oh my God, she really wanted those bags. And then we were like, okay, we need some food. So we went to the food court. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting there. And I'm trying to remember what friends were with us. But if they're listening, they probably remember too. So we're sitting there and we were right by the Taco Bell, but we were eating Panda Express. And I don't know why that's important. It's not. And it's like really busy. It's like probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. And all of a sudden, the cops or security guards or whoever tase a guy right in front of us.
Oh my God.
And we were like, what the fuck just happened? Because it turned out he was like pickpocketing people.
Oh.
But we didn't know that. So we're just like eating orange chicken and we look over and this guy's like on the ground.
Yeah.
And we're just like, what the hell is happening? Black Friday be crazy.
Right.
And then my sister was up for more than 24 hours. And I remember we were in the car and she was not lucid. And she was like, get me the fuck home! Why did you make me do this? And I was like, I thought you wanted to do this. I was like, you were
it's
like
tradition.
I was like, you wanted to do like, oh, let's go to Black Friday shopping. And she's like, I'm so tired, Kai. I'm so tired. And I thought that was and I like couldn't say anything. And I was like about to laugh and I was sitting in the front seat. And my friend was driving, and we're like dead silent because we're like, we just need to get her home. And we're not saying anything. We're driving, and she sleepily goes, you fucking are laughing at me. I know you are. We weren't, but that made us laugh because we're just like, okay, paranoid. She's like, stop it. It was, I love you, Kelsey, but that was really funny.
So dramatic.
I don't even know if she remembers that. I think I was like, I want to go to McDonald's. I want some McDonald's breakfast. And she was just like, no, get me home.
The funny thing is that I always hear like these really dramatic stories about Kelsey. And I met her once and like she was
lovely.
She was lovely, well behaved. I'm just like, ooh,
no, she is.
Really?
No, Kelsey is iconic. Like she's wonderful. She's not that crazy. She's like me crazy.
She just like breaks down the door. She's like, stop laughing at me.
No, she's like me crazy. Like we're like fun and goofy. Like we're not actually like, we're like dramatic, but in like the fun sense. We're not like actually like real. We're not like trying to bring drama.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean to bring drama.
It just follows you everywhere you go.
Bitch, you live for my drama.
So, okay, I'm going to close out on this great Blackout Wednesday story. Because
Sure.
this is also one of my favorite stories.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's last year.
God.
So Blackout Wednesday has become one of my favorite Thanksgiving traditions.
He has a drinking problem.
I do. So we went to a beauty bar last year, and it was really fun. Like it wasn't like too crowded because it was still like a Wednesday night. Like I'm sure people were not going to go out.
I didn't realize it was Blackout Wednesday. Also, I was just there to have fun.
Right.
And then you're like, happy Blackout Wednesday. I'm like, okay, girl.
Yeah. So we're all drinking, and beauty bar like plays like fun like throughout the decades type music. So it was like 90s night.
It was 90s night.
Yeah. So we're all like dancing to like Space Jam and everything like that. And we all noticed that there's this one guy who's kind of dancing near us, and at the time, it's still really dark in there, and all you saw was, like, he was wearing, like, this short-sleeve polo, and he had really nice arms.
We called him arms.
Yeah, we called him arms, because it was nice. Nice
biceps.
Yep. Hairy. He was cute in the dark.
He was giving me, well, we didn't see his face. We just saw the arms.
Right. And, like, Kyle, I think, noticed him or something like that.
I definitely did, because I was like, I hate polo shirts. I hate myself in polo shirts, but he was wearing a polo shirt, and at the torso, it was working for me.
Yeah.
I was into it.
Yeah. And so we're all dancing, and then there was like this weird dance-off that was happening, and Arms got into it, I got into it.
Yeah, you guys were like dancing against each other, and I was like, ooh, but I was also like trying to be cute. I was like, ooh, Arms, stop it.
And then Kyle jumps in and starts dancing.
And someone had spilled their drink.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, Kyle just falls flat on his face in the middle of the dance.
It wasn't really falling. I like slid like Superman across the dance floor because someone had spilled their drink and I slipped on it. Yeah. And I was so embarrassed. I got up and I ran from everyone.
I have to go to the bathroom.
And when Josh and Jill found me, I was leaning up against the wall, just like...
Not actually even near the bathroom. He was just leaning up against the wall at the back of the bar, staring off into space.
I was trying to compose myself. I was like, my husband Arms just saw me fall flat on my face, sliding across the floor.
Yeah.
And it was like I was parting the Red Sea because like it was like
everyone just
moved. I was so embarrassed. So then we had started a tab and I was like, oh, I'll start a tab on my card and like anything you guys get, like just put it on my tab and then we'll just Venmo each other later.
And then he also announced that to everyone in the bar.
I did not. No.
I don't think the tab was like necessarily like...
It was like $90.
Yeah, it was...
Which divided by 3 people, that's 34? Oh yeah, because Matt too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's not that much for like $5 to $10 drinks.
No, not at all. So all of a sudden, it's like closing time or closing our tabs, and Kyle's card gets declined.
I was so mad.
And he's like, what do you mean? And then he's just like, was there an ATM in here? And was there? I can't remember.
There wasn't.
There wasn't. And they were just like, and they were being really nice. They were like, we're really sorry, but it's declined. Like, do you have another card?
I was mortified.
Yeah. And so eventually, like, we all got taken care of and paid off and everything like that. We go outside, and we're trying to just like be calm.
Calm me down.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden we notice that these two guys next to us are fighting with our other friend.
Well, they called her a bitch.
Yeah, but they called her a bitch because she called them out on saying something
that they were being
anti-gay.
homophobic.
Yeah, I think one of them said like, "Dude, you're being so gay right now," or something like that. And our friend
Sam, listener of the pod, friend of the pod,
yes, loyal fan, starts calling them out, and I was so like. I was living for her. She's just like, you guys don't fucking say that. And
they're like, shut up, bitch. And I was like, listen, you misogynistic piece of shit. I will kill you.
And this is like after like we were just having a great time inside. Like it just like escalated so quickly.
Okay, but
yeah,
I will not stand. You know me. I do not stand up for it.
Meanwhile, like Kyle and Sam are like trying to fight these two homophobes. Matt gets into an Uber
and just like throws a peace sign up and drives away.
And we're like, oh, okay. So then we finally get Sam away from them. We get her in a safe area. She goes home. And then for whatever reason, we don't get an Uber.
We needed to walk a little bit. Yeah, I was very mad.
Yeah. And then...
And what did I say?
Yeah, very famously, Kyle stops and he he kind of like leans up against this brick building like a couple blocks down. He's just like, Chase Bank isn't letting me live my best life.
And you know what, Chase Bank? I stick by that sentiment because then I pulled up my Chase app and showed Josh and Joe. I'm like, see, I have tons of money in my account. And Josh and Joe were like, I mean, it's not that much, but you could have covered the bill, yeah.
And I like how our friend Joe was just like, Kyle, I think they just denied it because it was a really large transaction at a bar. You're just like, no!
I was like, they aren't letting me live my best life. Yeah. I was upset. I was embarrassed, and then I was going to fight a homophobe. I don't know.
It was a great night. And
that's not happening ever again.
No.
Because I only get angry at least once a year. Oh, and I already had that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I fought the online haters. Yeah. So I'm cool, collected, sweetheart now.
Yeah. Just like you said, everything's moving to the internet. Now you're just fighting cyberbullying.
So, to get to the heart of our gay agenda today, we are talking about thankfulness. Since Thanksgiving is happening in just a few days, we decided to think about what we are thankful for. And it is...
Very Ariana Grande.
Very Ariana Grande.
Ariana.
Very and wait, what? How does she do it?
Thank you.
Next. Oh, we already did that.
I know.
Listen to our Thank You Next episode.
Plugging.
I love to plug our own episode within our own episodes.
Right.
It's very...
meta.
So, we can talk about Thanksgiving, but we should also mention the atrocities that happened when the colonizers came and,
the genocide of
indigenous people.
Like millions of indigenous people.
It would feel wrong if we didn't mention that.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's wrong that we didn't really learn about
history.
it as kids. Yeah. Know your history of bloodshed. Well, yeah, because
everything that we did for Thanksgiving would always be little history books about the first Thanksgiving meal, dinner. Whatever.
And they loved Squanto.
Right. And the Wendigo randomly.
Who?
The Wendigo.
Who's the Wendigo?
You ever hear about that?
Wait, that's like a mythical creature.
Yeah, it is. But we learned about that in school.
In Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What are they teaching in Iowa?
To be safe.
Well, I love it because it's good that we're talking about what we're thankful for now. Because once you're at the Thanksgiving dinner,
things could be tense.
Yeah, things could be tense. You could bring up politics, and just be like, "Hey, can you pass the turkey?"
Might be dry.
The turkey might be dry, but you'd be like, "Hey, can you get me some of the turkey? It's really moist." Also, Epstein didn't kill himself.
What was that?
Oh, the turkey's really moist. So Josh and I are going to kind of go through what we're thankful this year.
Yes.
Just because I think it's good. They say that people who are thankful are happier people.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm pretty happy. Are you happy?
I was like, explains my misery.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
No, that's so sad. A couple years ago, I did the whole thing where it was every day of I almost said Thanksgiving month.
Every day Thanksgiving.
Of November, I would be like, day 1, I'm thankful for this. Day 2, I'm thankful for this. And do like a little like bio. And like, I think I did it for like 12 days and I was like, yeah, I ran out. One of the days I said I was thankful for coffee.
What? I mean, you could be thankful for that.
I know, but then I felt like I had to give like an example of why. And I wrote something about like, it brought me together with some of my best friends in drama and they all drank coffee. And I'm like, Kyle, calm down. You just like coffee because it gets you jacked and caffeinated.
Which, I mean, that alone.
Yeah. Bringing people together.
Right.
So, Josh, what are you thankful for this holiday season?
Okay, so I had to think about this past year and what I've done and who I've done.
I was going to say what I've done, who I've done.
Right.
Am I thankful for that?
Right. I definitely feel like I have gone through a very different stage in my life this past year because last year I was quite the thought and now I'm like this domesticated housewife.
You're a different kind of thoughtful.
Yes, exactly. So my first thing is that I'm going to say I am very, very thankful for my loving partner. Mostly because he challenges me in a lot of ways because I am very much a brat and I very much like things my own way. And
You said it.
I know. And you heard it here, people. I am a huge brat and I am kind of unlikable sometimes.
No one says that you're unlikable.
Right. It's like everyone at Thanksgiving dinner is just like...
They're like, so Josh... anyways.
Yeah. No, I'm very thankful for him because he has taught me a lot of things about myself that I didn't want to confront. You know how like when you're by yourself, you're independent and you like to like do things your own way.
Always.
Like it's kind of easy for you to have to confront things about yourself that you don't like and things that you might have to change about yourself.
Yeah, well, you have to be active about doing it yourself. Like,
Right.
I think I'm pretty
It's very
active.
easy to suppress it.
Yeah, like, I'm active of being like, wow, I was kind of shitty, or wow, I was kind of lazy, or whatever it might be, and I have to confront it, and I deal with it, and I'm very much like an intro person in that way. So
Introspective.
introspective, thank you.
I'm an intro person.
I'm thankful for this syllabus that I call Josh.
Right.
Syllabus.
Syllabus.
I meant to say synonyms.
Cinnamon.
Synonyms. I like my synonyms.
Yeah.
No, it's a thesaurus, my favorite dinosaur.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good for you because you are very like tunnel vision and focused.
Yeah.
That you need someone loving in your life to like call you out on your bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously call me out on my bullshit, but also I struggle with losing my independence. Like I very much like want to do everything myself. I like to take credit for myself. I like to like, say like I did everything on my own. And you have to like kind of lower those walls when you're with someone. And you have to realize that you can't do it all. You know what I mean?
Well, some people can. I can be mommy and daddy.
To who?
Myself.
I'm also the baby. I am baby.
I am the mom, the dad, and the baby in this family. Yeah. I think that's a good thing to be thankful for someone in your life like that.
Yeah. Well, and short story, I don't know if I ever brought this up, but New Year's Eve last year, it was you, me, Kyle, or you are Kyle. It was
we have talked about this on this podcast, but go ahead and I listen to all of our podcasts.
See, I have repressed it just like things that I have repressed in my past.
I think it's good that you repress this moment because Jill and I fucking cringed at this.
I know.
Go ahead and tell it.
Well, for those of you who may not know, so we were at New Year's Eve last year. We were all sitting around the couch and we were doing New Year's resolution toasts. And we're all saying things like, to new this next year. And I was like, to new boyfriends, to all of them. And
you said, to us finding boyfriends. And Jill and I were like, oh.
Yeah, you both like cringed and recoiled. And we're like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I toasted myself to that.
And guess what? A day later, he had a boyfriend.
I was like, yeah, 10 days later, I had one.
Yeah.
So, fate, I guess.
Well, it's kind of like The Secret. I don't read The Secret. I don't believe in The Secret. But you did put it out into the universe.
Yeah.
And I think the first step is once you decide this is what I want. I believe Paulo Coelho, the writer, said this. Like, once you say what you want in life, the gods conspire to help you. And
I want to be Beyonce.
They conspire to do realistic things in your life. So being Beyonce is not one of those. Enjoying Beyonce, don't, hey.
I want to have front row concert tickets to Beyonce.
And maybe that'll happen someday.
A Make-A-Wish.
God. as tragic as you are, I don't think that you're a candidate for Make-A-Wish.
Sad.
You're also very healthy. We have dying children. Kim, people are dying. God.
Anyway.
Well, I think, like, that kind of goes into what I'm thankful for. Like, I don't want to be so generic, but, like, let's be real. I'm very thankful for friends and family.
Okay.
And
specifically who?
Well, like, specifically, like, my intermediate family. Like, when I say, like, my intermediate.
Your immediate?
My immediate? What did I say?
Your intermediate?
I'm gay. I don't know how to talk. I don't know math. I don't know science. All I know is that I love me, and that's important.
And I love my intermediate family.
I love my intermediate. Stupid. Damn it. I don't even care. You know, I love my intermediate family.
Like, you know how, like, when
what kills me is I've been saying that for years, and no one has. I would say, because, like, my mom and dad and sister are super supportive. Mm-hmm. And then I have a great stepdad. I have great step siblings. I like my granny, my aunts and uncles. They're all so wonderful. But why do you love them so much because
family?
They're so. It kind of goes into. I wrote down in my notes that they are a loving intermediate. No, they've always just been super supportive, and I think that every year I become more myself and more authentically me. Mm-hmm. And they are along for that crazy ride. There's never been a stifling.
They're exhausted. But
no, my family, we have passion. We are dramatic. We are here for that exhausting run. It's like a marathon in life, and we're killing it. We're killing it.
Yeah.
No, because I think that, like, I'm so kooky, and I can be, like, I'm just getting gayer and gayer every year.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, whoa, tone it down, they're just like, oh, so you have a podcast talking about sexual kinks. Cool. And it's just, like, super supportive and open-minded and makes me feel more authentically myself. Yeah. And I feel like friends, too, because, like, the more authentic I become as a human, those friends are there to support you and uplift you, and you meet really good people, and you find out who's going to be, like, a good ally in life. It really, like, I don't know, the more authentic you become and the people who stand there by your side, that's, I don't know, it shows authenticity. I like it.
Authenticity.
So, what did I say?
Authenticity.
I'm slurring a little bit.
I was like, the mulled wine has gotten to your last two brain cells.
It's the mashed potatoes.
Obviously. I feel like family and friends are, like, a given, and
I know, that's why I feel, like, really generic, but my reasoning for it,
but I
like, outside of, like, loving them,
right.
Like, duh.
Well, it's obviously it's true because, as queer people, there's always that what if of rejection.
Right. It's like the tinge of, like, will I still be loved?
Right. So, like, being internally grateful for the fact that you have a family who loves you and supports you, of course,
regardless,
it's going to be amplified.
Yeah.
And that's, like, to anybody who might feel like they might be rejected by their family for whatever reason.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
That actually kind of ties into my next thing.
Oh, okay.
I am very thankful that I am queer. I don't know, just like...
Well, that makes one of us. I'm just kidding. I am not thankful that you're queer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I wish you were straight.
Not fear the queer.
I wish it was like I was the queer one and you were straight. And then it's like, look at the odd couple. No, I'm just
Someone's
kidding.
Neat and tidy. The other one's queer.
The other one's Kyle. Someone can do their dishes. The other one's Kyle. No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like that one tweet that's just like, if I died and was reincarnated, I hope I come back even gayer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that's how I feel. Like the more I become authentically myself and who I want to be in this world, I think the queerness is just, I don't know, it's just like, it just feels so good to be queer. It feels so good to be like...
I feel bad for straight people sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like...
Like, I don't want to, like, put them down, but man, you're boring.
Well, I get so passionate.
Right.
I think as queer people, because the world is set up for, like, heterosexuals...
Right.
We get to celebrate being queer so often that it's like, well, why do you get to celebrate that? Well, the rest of the world is already celebrating you.
Right.
So it's kind of nice to, I don't know, it's like, go ahead and love yourself. If you're straight, go ahead and love your straightness.
Right. Like, no one's saying that you can't love being heterosexual. It's just the fact that the world that we have is already designed for you.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of beautiful that there's, like, a bunch of queer people that have such joy about their identity when so often we're put down or we're, like, not
or you, like, being
included.
told to, like, hate yourself.
Right. And a lot of the times it's amazing that most of queer people's lives, we are told to hate ourselves and told to like put it down.
And we defy it.
And we defy
it.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of, yeah.
Well, and I also feel like too, like all the struggles that I've had, like the insecurities that I've had as a queer person and how it kind of shaped me to become who I am today. Like it just, I don't know. Like I don't think I would have chosen any other life
if being queer was a choice.
Right, like if being queer was a choice, or if being queer was like an option A or option B, like in like, I don't know, Black Mirror type situation. Yeah. Like I would still be like gay.
Like
gay.
It's like, do you want to be queer or do you want to be
boring.
Super queer?
Yes.
Oh no, I've met some boring queer people.
That's true.
But not many. I meet more interesting queer people than I do interesting straight people.
Yes, I will agree to that.
Why is that?
I think it's just I think it's just because we've dealt with more.
Or is it because like I guess like I don't know, because there's obviously like straight people. Maybe it's more about a sexuality thing. Like you can be straight and like super aware of your own sexuality, and that goes into being authentically yourself.
Yes.
So maybe it's just.
I also feel like heteronormativity also kind of puts up boundaries, like in certain places, like
right,
does
like
not.
You can reject that. Like you can be attracted to the opposite sex, aka straight, but also be like queer. If that makes sense. Like you can reject like gender stereotypes. You can reject like gendered norms and things like that.
Right,
and still be queer, but also be like, yeah, I'm straight for all intents and purposes.
Right, like I'm still attracted to the opposite sex, but I also like to dress up as the opposite sex, and express myself as the opposite sex. And
right, or like, yeah.
I don't know. And it's just cool. It's great. It's liberating. It's free. I don't know.
It's liberating.
Fear the queers.
Fear the queers. That kind of goes into another thing on my list. Don't fear the queers.
Woo! I don't know.
I think everyone should continue to fear the queer.
Yeah,
because the whole idea that one of the reasons I think of fear the queer is because it is a heteronormative society.
Yeah.
That like people who don't get it are like, oh, yeah. But it's like those who do get it are like, yeah, why would you be afraid of queer people? Like everyone listening to this obviously isn't.
And that's where it came from.
And that's where it came from all those years ago, like 3 years ago. Just going off queerness though, one of my things I'm thankful for this year is queer representation in media.
Yes, we have.
There's been a lot of it.
Yeah. I can't think of an example right now.
Well, I read a report somewhere that they were saying that it is the highest amount of queer representation on TV, and I'm like, oh, it could even be more. But it's so good. Like I was thinking about like, okay, so we have the show Special that we talked about.
Yes.
We have Bowen Yang on SNL.
Yes.
Queer Asian representation. And the SNL episodes, like I've actually been keeping up with SNL this year. Usually I'm like, oh, it's not that funny. Bowen Yang, funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know Bowen Yang, very funny writer, comedian, a podcaster.
Las Culturistas.
Yes. He is the co-host with Matt Rogers on Las Culturistas. And I always say that Josh and I are like the bootleg version of Las Culturistas. We're like the dollar store version.
Yes.
Because like we're also
discounted.
We're like discounted. Yeah, we're like layaway. So check out Las Culturistas, great podcast to listen to. And now he's on SNL, so it's like has an even bigger platform. And SNL's super gay.
Yeah, it's super gay now.
So
especially
good.
The last episode with Harry Styles.
It's fucking hysterical.
So funny.
So good.
What was? Oh,
I was just thinking of like Pose.
Yeah.
Billy Porter. I feel like Billy Porter. Like this is his year. This is his moment. He's like everywhere.
He's like the MC of the queers this year.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like RuPaul was trying to be the MC, but I don't think RuPaul's like he's like the evil queen.
Oh,
not that I shouldn't say evil queen, but like if we're doing like the court, the court, like in royalty or something like that, like queerness. I feel like Billy Porter is like running the show, like the MC.
Right.
I don't want to say the court gesture because I feel like that kind of like
gesture.
What did I say? Gesture. What? I'm having low blood sugar. Like I've eaten a Slim Jim today,
a honey baked ham,
an entire ham, 4 burritos, 2 pizzas,
I'm
cheese, nachos. I'm starved. I'm wasting away again in Margaritaville. But I feel like Billy Porter's like running show. I feel like RuPaul's like the queen, like like off on the side, like not as important, like important for the community, but not the one that should be making statements.
So, like, RuPaul is Olivia Colman in The Favorite, and Billy Porter is Rachel Weisz getting on the dance floor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
Another queer moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that was last year, but still.
It like overflows.
Yeah, exactly.
My cup of overflows.
Well, and the great thing about, like, how we ingest TV and
is through an IV.
Today, yes. Well, like, we choose whatever we want to watch.
Oh,
now.
yeah,
like, you know
and there's
Like,
so many options.
Right, there's so many options out there. You don't have to watch cable TV anymore. It'd be like, oh, I have to wait till 9 o'clock for Pose to come on. You know what I mean? Like, now you can just, like, watch the whole season in front of you and things like that. And so because of that, I feel like it's a lot nicer because queer representation can be just chosen. Mm-hmm. And, like, queer people are like, we want to see this, or our great allies who are just like, I also want to see this.
Exactly. So Fran Tirado, who is, I'm plugging another podcast, one of the co-hosts on Food for Thought, worked for Out as an editor, and then moved to Netflix and is in charge of the queer content at Netflix now. Oh. So
he's the reason why there's like 5 seasons of Queer Eye already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
I will
the new
say
show
the
with
one
RuPaul.
Criticism I will say, Queer Eye.
Just too much?
Just like take a break.
take a breather.
Yeah.
Do some personal projects.
Like the fact that you guys have only been out for a year and there's 5 seasons of them already.
God. That's like having 5 children in 1 year.
Right.
They're just walking out of you.
All of the 5 children, JVN, Tanny, like.
Oh. So, and every mother has her favorite.
What's your favorite?
Oh, it changes all the time.
Me
usually
too.
it's like JVN. I'd say like usually it's JVN, but sometimes it's Antony's pecs. Yeah, I like
left
his pecs.
and right.
Left and right. Yeah, I don't those children. I just want to put my face in.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so queer representation, I'm very thankful for because it has helped me be more authentically myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing I am queer for.
Another thing I'm queer for.
Which, I mean, hey, thankful for, queer for, same thing.
It's okay. I've said like 5 things wrong this night. Jesus Christ.
I was like, really?
I can't.
Yeah, actually, like, I just feel like this year in general, you know how, like, you feel like changes are happening for, like, good? It's like
we're going through the changes of life.
Like, it's not actually starting yet, but you feel like things are, like, getting into
like
motion.
on the horizon.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel like 2019 is, like, the beginning of a new chapter for a lot of things.
I like that, too. Yeah, no, I feel that.
Because, like, a lot of things have, like, started to change for me in my personal life this year, but then I also noticed, like, in our culture in general, like, there's a lot of things that are shifting. Like, I feel like there's still a lot of dangerous, like, gross things that we need to start taking care of.
Sure.
Obviously. But I don't feel like we're in as a dark and angry phase as we were in 2016.
I think that the societal consciousness is becoming elevated.
Yes.
And we're having conversations that can be difficult, but we're having the conversations.
Right. We're, like the wound is wide open. We already rubbed the salt in, and now it's, like, starting to heal. And
You rub salt in the wound?
Well, you know.
Oh, wait. You're like making a metaphor of like it hurting.
Right.
I was like, that's not how you take care. That's not first aid. I was legit like, Josh, that's not how you take care of a
Josh, you work
cut.
in a hospital. What are you doing?
God. I was like, I took first aid as a Boy Scout.
And that is not what you do.
It's not. One time, okay, complete side note. But one time it was called like I forget what it was, but basically we pretended, people had like glass in their arm or like a broken ankle or like were on fire with burns and stuff. And I'm being serious.
Like, all right, Johnny, I want you to act out being on fire, run
was
around
like,
and scream.
Well, it was kind of like you would go like station to station, and we were Boy Scouts, and we would go to the station and be like, oh my God, they have 3rd-degree burns on them. What do you do? And there was an actor who would be like, oh, my arm. And we'd be like, first you get ointment. Second, you would like go through it, right? And there was one, oh God, this is so weird, but a kid was supposed to have like broken arm, and I was like kind of attracted to the kid, and I was like, I'll hold his arm in place while we put the stint around it.
Oh my God.
That was a long-winded story, but like Boy Scouts, whatever.
Creating queerness without even realizing it.
I am creating queerness without even realizing it. Tagline.
Mm-hmm. That's your that. Beverly Hills. Real
Housewives.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, that's my Beverly Hills tagline, and I was like, okay, what is it? Yeah. Real Housewives tagline. Yeah, no.
Creating queerness without even realizing it.
And they're like, okay, thank you. We're not doing that here.
We'll reconsider you for next year.
Okay, thank you. You did a great job. And I'm like, but me and Lisa Vanderpump, she's not on the show anymore. What?
Yeah. Like, so yeah, to go back to it, I feel like things are being set in motion, and there's still going to be a lot of uncomfortable years ahead of us to get to where we should be.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of us are ready to go.
Yeah.
You know? Like we have
an open mind to it.
Right. We had to, unfortunately, take the L. We had to realize that, there's a lot of deep-seated problems in America still.
Take the L.
The loss. Oh, not the train.
Thought you meant the L train here in Chicago. I was like, we had to take the L and realize there was a lot of losses, and I'm like, what? I take it all the time.
What are you talking about? You get that introspective on the CTA?
And Josh is like, there's some deep-seated, and I'm like, bed bugs? Like that's, I thought, where you were going, and I was like, you're thankful for bed bugs? Scary.
No, that's scary.
Sorry, I'm a ditz tonight.
Clearly.
I'm thankful for my
intelligence. What does your intermediate family think of you?
They think that I'm pretty surface level. I'm a beginner.
You're the face of the family.
Oh my God, that's sad. Because this face is not...
Anyway, so your turn.
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, that kind of... Josh and I did not go over what we're thankful for.
Yeah, we were going to make it organic.
Yeah, like organically fed turkeys from the sky. But I, kind of jumping off of that, I'm thankful for activists. I'm thankful for people putting themselves on the front lines to do the work that I myself don't have the time or energy or financing to do.
Right.
So the people who are like going in front of Congress and demanding, change for like demanding action towards climate change, or, people out there trying to stop bills against like abortion bans or trans military ban, like all these things.
Yeah.
That's so important. I'm thankful for politicians who I don't always necessarily agree with standing up for what is right and going against Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is
not just Donald Trump,
but his cronies. They're standing up for what's right and maybe even going against their own political party to do so.
Oh yeah.
I don't usually say this, but I'm thankful for those people who do that.
Me too, because I feel like activism, as important as it is, and as thankful as I am for people doing it, like it is such an emotional like burden.
Oh, for
on your
sure.
heart, like to like for example, like when we marched after Trump got elected.
Yeah, you slept for a week.
No, I was gonna say after we marched downtown and we rallied and things like that. Like even that alone, like I was like crying at the end of the night. Like I just felt so emotionally exhausted. And I feel like for activists, like they have to continually fight through that emotional turmoil.
Really
like,
emotionally strong.
Right. You you have to be able to like almost turn off your empath levels just for a second, just so that way you can logically get stuff done.
Well,
you know what I mean?
With anything, I think their empath levels are like off the charts.
Right.
They just understand how to navigate.
Right.
Because they're so empathetic that's why they're fighting for things.
Right. Like I feel like I just get too emotional to like be able to handle some things.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And I think like everyone has different ways of fighting. Like some people are going to be, going in front of Congress. They're going to be on the front lines. They're going to be marching. They're going to be holding rallies. They're going to be really fighting outwardly for what they want. And then other people will be reposting on social media or talking to their friends and family that might not agree with them. These are still important things to have. Some people have podcasts.
That's true.
Some people have not this one. We don't get political at all here.
No, not on Fear the Queer.
No, on Fear the Queer, we are very apolitical. We like talking about quilts and intermediate things like PBS, honey baked hams. I love honey baked hams, bitch. I'm sorry that you make fun of me, but that on like with some spicy Dijon mustard. On sourdough bread with some Swiss cheese. I don't like Swiss cheese, but if you're gonna stop it. If you're gonna eat Swiss cheese, you better have it with some honey baked ham. It is so good. My sodium levels are off the charts.
Oh, yeah.
So activism.
Yeah.
I'm truly grateful for activists.
Me too.
And just like people being politically minded in a day and age when it can be really tiresome to do so.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have one more on here.
Oh, okay.
Do you want us? Do you have any more?
No,
I only have one left.
I mean, I could go on for days about things I'm thankful for because, again, I'm a very thankful person.
Me too.
It's good to be grateful.
Yeah.
And, so what is your last thing?
I'm thankful for you.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. Oh, you didn't put that on I didn't put that on my list.
I know.
Well, I thought the friends and family thing covered you.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
talk about me.
But I'm thankful for you because
Josh.
you I feel like we work really well together, obviously, and I feel like we challenge each other in ways that I think can be both exhausting, but also like we obviously care for each other.
Right, yeah.
I feel like you always have my best interests at heart, even though we like to make fun of each other all the time.
I was going to say, I think that's great that you think that.
I'm very good at manipulating.
I'm very good at. I did say that earlier. I did say you can't manipulate the master manipulator, and Josh said,
"Oh, it's because you're an immovable object. They can't do anything to you."
It's true.
Yeah. No, but you were one of the first openly gay people I became really good friends with when I first moved to Chicago. You took me out to Boys Town for the first time, twice, weirdly.
I was just trying to get rid of you.
You took me to Berlin to my first drag show.
I did, and you saw?
Kimchi.
Exactly.
Before Drag Race. I think it was right before Drag Race.
The gays always know what's hot. That's me.
Some like it hot.
Oh, drag.
Yeah. And then you also took me out to Boys Town to go dancing for the first time.
Oh, I did.
Yes. I'm
a very gay mother.
Actually, you were there experiencing my gay journey for the past few years.
And I just kind of like, I kind of like take a step back. Well, I'm thankful for you too, because you like, now I have to think of
I have to think of why.
I have to think of why. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm thankful for you too, because I think that like, if we're going to be specific about these things, it is a good thing to have a friend that challenges you. Like, we bitch, we kiki, I could probably write a few small books, not big books, because words, but they'd be pretty intermediate, but
intermediate reading level.
Yes, yeah. You got it. You took a mistake.
I know, I was like, oh, see, we're two halves of a whole idiot.
We're two halves of a whole something. Of a whole lot of butter. I don't know what butter. But I'm so hungry.
Clearly.
No, but I was just gonna, like, saying that, like, I think it's good to have a friend that challenges you, respects your passions, and it's like, even if we have like little spats and fights, you listen to why I'm right. And I'm joking. I'm joking. I will say it's hard for me to take compliments because I get like weirdly, I don't want to say sentimental and stuff like that, but like I am a very emotional person, but I don't like to show it. So I do appreciate you too. And I am thankful for you also. And I'm thankful that we have this podcast that we get to like see each other every week and agree or disagree or just kiki.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. This has become it's like a very
yang to each other in a way.
It's become like a very important thing in my life.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like I look forward to this every week.
Yeah.
And I hope our 5 listeners do too.
I think we've built a following.
No, we have built a following.
We have 7 now.
Right.
Yeah, there's
we
5
have 6
to
and
7. 6.5. Well, from Justin to Kelly.
Right.
She had that movie and now she has a talk show, Kelly Clarkson.
That's true.
Since you've been gone, she has a talk show.
Well, and what's great about, I feel like, with our drive and things like that is that we are stubborn enough to keep pushing through no matter what.
That's true. We have that in common. We're very stubborn.
Yes.
We go about things differently.
Yes.
But I guess this is kind of like pulling the veil back of Fear the Queer a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's because like we work well. Actually, this is a little side note here for people who don't know. We actually started this as a television series, like a web series.
It was a web series.
That we wanted to produce of 2 characters who we would play, and they have a podcast together called Fear the Queer. And
I had actually been working on this or playing around with the idea for a couple years, and Josh was going through a terrible breakup.
Yes.
And basically he was crying out on his back porch, and I'm drinking wine.
I remember we were drinking wine, eating pizza, and I was sobbing in the middle of the summer day. Like,
and like, I just had this, like, I think I have very good gut intuition, and I had this, like, gut feeling, like, we could work together. Josh has a film background, so he could work well with me trying to bring this to life. Well, guess what? Having a web series is very expensive.
Very expensive.
And it's almost as if we wrote out what was going to happen. My amateur psychicness.
Yeah, I was like, Kyle actually had this like premonition situation going on where a lot of things that happened in the web series that we wrote out has happened in real life to both of us.
Right. It's really wild.
Yeah, we're actually
put it out there.
Should we make that an episode one night?
We like go through the things that happen in the web series and talk about them happening in real life.
Yeah,
we should.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I would be thankful
to do that.
See, bringing it back, thankful. But I am very thankful for you.
Oh,
and
me
I just
too.
think that, like, you should be thankful for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
See, you get that from me. You
Yeah.
get that from me. I think you should be full of yourself. Everyone should be full of themselves, unless they're terrible people.
Well, you made a good point one day that, like, you're up in the clouds, like, having the time of your life, having a blast and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm the one who, like, can bring you back to earth. Be like, hey.
You need to ground me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of,
And
it's a
you
bit of
push me
take.
to,
I
like,
push you
take
to be
risks.
like, come on, get in the clouds with me.
Yeah.
Listen to this. It's going to be funny, or it's going to be creative, or people are going to like this. And you're like, I don't think so. I think we need to make a post and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can't make it. Fine, I'll make a post. But if I make a post, you have to listen to me and it's going to be funny. And you're like, no. And then guess what?
It is.
It's funny.
Yes.
Because I know comedy. You know why?
He knows words.
You know why? Because my whole life is comedy. It's a comedic
For that,
tragedy.
we're all thankful for. It's a Greek tragedy.
It's a Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
It's a Greek salad tragedy. And I am getting better with my feta.
I think Kyle's clearly hungry because every other word.
Oh my God! It really, like, I guess that's fitting for Thanksgiving because it's all about eating and giving indigenous people measles and here at Fear the Queer, the traditional things. Yeah, your sweet potatoes, yam, and slaughtering millions. But
with looks.
with looks, let me serve you some honey baked ham
And some looks.
and some looks.
I'm just imagining, like, the pilgrims just, like, sashaying, like...
They're like
across-
sashaying, and all the indigenous people are like, "That is so 2000 and late." Like,
No, like, the pilgrims are the ones who'd be like, I'm so into voguing right now.
oh my God, they would be.
Yeah.
We're gonna steal your land.
Well, that was a good episode.
That was a good episode, yeah.
We became introspective. We were thankful. Kyle...
I can't talk.
I clearly learned that I need to get Kyle a thesaurus for Christmas.
I think what you need to get me is like a charcuterie board for me to eat during the episode. Because I'm like, I'm drinking some mulled wine. I've had coffee, a Slim Jim, and mulled wine today. Because
Yeah.
I was promised we were eating later. So
So hopefully it'll be worth it.
Josh is like, we're not eating later. That was all just a ruse to get you to record. And I'm like, I'm hungry. So loosen your belt buckles and we're going to get to eating.
You're right. Stupid.
That's what I say to boys. Oh, that works. That works on so
does
many
work.
levels.
That does.
Oh my God.
That's
Happy
good.
Thanksgiving. Loosen your belt buckles. That's what you say to people that you want to hook up with.
Yes, and for those of you who are listening, leave comments in our Instagram, our Facebook, message us, email us, just saying what you're thankful for.
Yeah, and Venmo us money so we can buy food. And
Kyle's really hungry.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
no, but I am thankful for all the listeners out there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm thankful for our listeners because they're
Yeah.
like they're like our allies.
thank you, listeners.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
True.
It's like I don't want to cry. Did that sound real?
No.
Okay, well, you're not going to see me. I'm Ariana Grande. I got no tears left to cry. But I'm picking it up. And I am truly thankful for like people who listen to us,
Yes.
repost us, even
Yes.
if it in a quiet way.
Right.
Like I think people do listen.
Well, it's funny because I'm always surprised of like how many people actually do listen. Like there'll be people who
Right.
I don't really talk that much, but like, oh, I listen to your podcast. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you. You know,
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel that.
so thank you guys. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. Just search Fear the Queer Podcast.
We're there.
Yes.
We're posting stuff and it's fun.
Please subscribe to us on SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to rate us. Let us know how we're doing. And I hope
5 stars.
5 stars out of 6.
Keep me humble.
Right. And I hope you guys have a great holiday.
Yeah, holiday, however you celebrate.
However you celebrate it, whether it be Blackout Wednesday, Black Friday, or the meal in between.
Why I gotta be black?
That's true. Why? Well, Blackout.
Blackout.
Well, I guess you could
Blackout.
I guess, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
An
dun.
underrated Britney Spears album.
Oh, I was doing the freak out.
Oh, also a great song.
JC.
Okay, we need to get some
All right,
food.
let's get some food in me.
Yeah.
All right, and as always, I'm Kyle,
And I'm Josh.
and we're Fear the Queer.
Bye.
You didn't know I was gonna do that.
I did not, and that freaked me out for a second.
I'm a turkey.
Was that like a new vocabulary word?
I'm learning every day.